I'm gonna be honest, I'll watch any movie that has Nicolas Cage in it, okay? If he's in it, especially in this day and age, you know it's going to be, if not good, then at least unique. And Longlegs, oh boy howdy was this a good movie, okay? Like, this is basically Twin Peaks meets Silence of the Lambs, with Cage playing, well, the killer himself, Longlegs. He's named after it. Now, this movie is creepy, it's scary, and it even has a little bit of interesting comedy mixed in that really makes me want to check out the director's latest movie, The Monkey. Now, I say this feels like Silence of the Lambs because it actually has a similar premise to that film. It's about a female FBI agent who's assigned to look into some killings done by a serial killer named Longlegs, whose MO is that he actually gets his victims to off themselves while he is just far, far away. But the further she digs into Longlegs, the more she discovers there's actually more going on that might be supernatural. And I'll be honest, okay, this movie is very, very creepy. While we do get a lot of the procedural elements and character-driven drama, it still manages to quite really well get under your skin. And this is without bringing up Cage's performance as the killer himself. The movie feels like it's been ripped right out of the 70s while having so much of the weirdness and uncanniness that made Twin Peaks so memorable. And then, of course, there is Cage's performance as Longlegs, and I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed with his performance at first. Partly because, I won't lie, I really can't take him seriously with the makeup he's wearing, not the pale face stuff, but his face just looks weirdly puffy throughout the whole film, and I don't understand why. And what's more is, Longlegs initially comes off as more childish than actually creepy, but in the second half though, oh boy, he becomes his own Buffalo Bill. He really, really does. And the other actors too, they give fantastic performances as well. The lead actress, she is great, and I just love how she broke down in desperation trying to save the last two victims of Longlegs' plans and reveal the truth of who his accomplice is. Like, her performance in those scenes and everything was just great! And then, of course, there are the supernatural elements. Now, these don't necessarily ruin the movie at all. They're very subtle, and even when they do go over the top and quite blatant, and I'd even dare say goofy, it's still believable. You can genuinely believe that there is something unknowable, something unseen working behind the scenes. It doesn't go out of its way to explain things. It keeps much of the detail of how the devil apparently is actually functioning and working. You never exactly know just how Longlegs is using these dark forces or how he made his covenant with them. But that being said though, there are a lot of aesthetic similarities to how how demons are portrayed in this compared to the director's first film, The Black Coat's Daughter, which does make me wonder, is this possibly part of a cinematic universe? And if so, I don't know if I want that. I really don't. However, the cinematography of this film is actually great. Every scene looks beautiful, and it feels like it's been pulled right out of the 70s and into the modern day. I mentioned before that this movie has a great deal of 70s style horror suspense, and that applies to how it's shot as well. Everything just looks like it was made during that era when, as far as I'm aware, this was just done with modern technology and some good old-fashioned practical know-how. If I had to make any real major complaints about the film though, I'd have to say, not enough Nicolas Cage. I loved his performance in this movie, and I just wish we got to see more of him. After watching Arcadian, which was also fantastic, seeing less Cage doing a fantastic performance is just... it's just unsatisfying. In comparison. When it's all said and done, I hate that I didn't get to see this in the cinema, but I'm glad I bought the Blu-ray. Longlegs is a phenomenally awesome movie. That's scary, it'll get under your skin, and it's also a great murder mystery. If you're a fan of 70s horror, or just crime fiction, or even Twin Peaks, this movie is definitely for you. Check it out, it is worth getting. Hey, thanks for watching this video, I really do appreciate it, and if you really liked it then please, by all means, hit the like and the subscribe buttons, that would really help me out, and also don't forget to check out Doll Bloods, links are in the description, as well as for my cookbook. Now I've actually got another movie review lined up for Looney Tunes The Day the Earth Blew Up. I've watched it in the cinema, and I gotta admit, it was a bloody good breath of fresh air to see some 2D animation on the big screen instead of CGI for a change. Anyway, I've got all that more coming up, so please stick around.